You are watching the Chamwada report right from Bujumbura, the capital city of Burundi. Time now to focus on the country's external relations.
Tuna Warundi wachache wako kule Kenya, lakini tunataka wao wengi kuliko wale wenye wako kule nchini Kenya.
We have had a lot of bilateral engagements between Kenya and Burundi.
Kenya's ambassador to Burundi, Ken Vitisia, here interacting with Kenyans and locals at a Nyama Choma restaurant owned by a Kenyan, Bernard Wanjohi. The joint, popularly known as Kwam Kenya, is located at Bugarama Market, some 40 kilometers from Bujumbura city towards the Burundi-Rwanda border. But away from refreshments, I had a one-on-one interview with the Kenyan diplomat who described Burundi as a country that should not be looked at as just a tiny, landlocked, troubled nation, but a key gateway to Kenya's trade in the Great Lakes region.
The biggest market for Kenya in this region should be the Eastern DRC. And the best way to get into Eastern DRC is through Burundi. So what we are doing as a strategy is to get Kenyans to invest in Burundi and also use Burundi for our traders who want to get into Eastern DRC.
Kenya, through President Uhuru Kenyatta's economic diplomacy policy, has been keen on intra-Africa trade, with Uganda being Kenya's biggest trading partner in the world.
The Kenyans who wake up every morning going to industrial area to work, they do so because Kenya is able to trade within the Great Lakes region. That's why it is important that all of us in Kenya, from the highest level, that is the president, to all our institutions, including parliament, we must see how we engage more within this region so that Kenya's foothold in the region does not erode.
Within the region, Kenya is now facing stiff competition, especially from Tanzania.
20 years ago, every Kenyan good was a household name in the region. Cooking fat, Omo, treetop, anything you went, even they were denominated in Kenya shillings. But we have seen a decline and competition from our neighbors for this market we took for granted. Now that we are faced with the competition, it's time we say Ngeve. Ngeve meaning when our athletes are competing at the world stage and they find that there's competition, they tell each other Ngeve, they increase the pace and they outrun the competition. That is why I tell our institutions, particularly the Chamber of Commerce and the Association of Manufacturers, please bring your goods here for the Burundians to see that Kenyan products are available.
For now, trade between Burundi and Kenya is skewed in favor of Kenya, but the bigger picture for regional leaders is a common market through integration. The region has a population of over 150 million.
We also want to facilitate Kenyans to sell into Eastern DRC. Everything goes in Eastern DRC, but we have very little presence. You have chicken, goods coming from Brazil. We have cooking oil coming from Portugal. Why can't Kenyan products be in Eastern DRC? Burundi produces tea and it sells it through the Mombasa auction. A lot of Kenyan traders actually buy Burundian tea and sell it through Kenya. They have a lot of coffee.
Regarding the role of Kenya in resolving the political crisis in Burundi, the ambassador says Kenya is guided by the common policy of the East African community.
The EAC in their many summits agreed that there is need for elections to go on in Burundi with President Nkurunziza on the ballot. They agreed that the Constitutional Court has validated President Nkurunziza's candidature. That is the EAC summit.
One of the biggest challenges the EAC may be facing is the simmering tension between Burundi and its neighbor Rwanda, amid allegations that Rwanda is supporting rebels to undermine President Nkurunziza's administration. I asked Burundi's External Relations Minister on whether Burundi believes Rwanda is supporting rebels.
We have said clearly that we do not appreciate what Rwanda has done in supporting rebel groups, in arming militias, in facilitating recruitments of youth from refugee camps, but only for the sake of having a very good relationship. If we have a friend or a neighbor who is not behaving very well, you may want to inform your friend or your neighbor that what he's doing is going to ruin your relationship. I don't think they have an interest in continuing, because anything that destroys Burundi or makes our situation a little bit more complicated will also backfire against themselves. So I don't think they are that suicidal.
However, Rwanda has distanced herself from the accusations.
For Burundi themselves, the best thing for them is to look at whatever problems they are having as their own, rather than making it sound like it's a problem that originates from elsewhere.
The government of Burundi says it will continue to play its role in external affairs, and coincidentally, Rwanda, that is being accused of undermining Burundi, is set to host the forthcoming African Union Summit in July 2016, in which members of various commissions will be elected.
We think and hope that Rwanda will provide the necessary security for our people.
President Pierre Nkurunziza's government is being accused by the international community of violating human rights and suppressing freedom of expression. As part of efforts to exert pressure on the government to embrace reforms, the international community has cut direct aid to the government and is now dealing with NGOs.
We believe that they could have done better in not going into judgment or indictment of the government, because that's what it means. We cannot support you, but we support your people. And we told them, fine, if you want to support our people, we have no problem, provided that you respect a number of parameters. We need to agree, for instance, on the NGOs that you believe will be most appropriate to bringing that support to the people, direct to the people.
There are over 200,000 Burundian refugees in neighboring countries.
We also have tens of thousands of refugees from Burundi. It's another problem that they have brought to us. So I think if people are talking about the refugees who are here produced by the problem of Burundi, it would be more helpful than the imagination of rebels that would have originated from here or based here to cause problems in Burundi.
It's safe to come back. Those who have issues, they need to tell us which issues they have, and we work them out to allow them to come and live peacefully in this country.
Amid the ongoing EAC mediation efforts, the United Nations has offered to help resolve the Burundi crisis, and I asked the minister what role they would like the UN to play.
Well, we have already told the UN Secretary General that as far as Burundi is concerned, we need their support in the area of the inter-Burundi dialogue, which is ongoing in Burundi, now at the level of local districts, and also in the areas of youth employment, youth empowerment, because the youth are always, and that is not peculiar to Burundi, victim of manipulation by ill-minded politicians.
In the meantime, just what is the government's strategy to redeem Burundi's battered image?
I think reality speaks for itself. You could have no words to match what you see on the ground. Obviously, we are not saying that we don't have challenges, but we're saying that we need to work out those challenges to make sure that people are more and more safer in the country. I hasten to say that an agreement, whatever the name, whatever the importance, can never replace people. Never. That is true here, that is true in Kenya, everywhere. It is the people who make a country. It is the people who make institutions. It is the people who bestow legitimacy on the institutions. As we speak today, there is an elected government in Burundi. The government was elected by the people of Burundi, and nobody can challenge that.
And we leave you with this parting shot from Kenyan-based Burundian gospel artist Jean-Pierre, popularly known as Kidum.
If your name is Peter and my name is John, that's not a problem. The Hutu and Tutsi thing, it's like names. Burundi belongs to all of you. There is a reason why God put those tribes there. Here in Kenya, you can say that you have tribes. In Burundi, it's not tribes. All of us, we speak one language.
Moyoni, nimeshaipa kwa Yesu namba moja.